From the combined crew of blindandroidusers.com and accessibleandroid.com, it's time for your favorite Android podcast. Kick back now and enjoy another fine episode from these fanboys and gals as they navigate Android from a blindness perspective. And now, here's your crew. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 264 of the Blind Android Users Podcast. We're recording today, Saturday, December the 27th, 2025. This is the last recording of the year, and as always, I'm already feeling nostalgic about it because I get a little bit sentimental this time of year. The last week of December has always been very sentimental for me because it's like losing a friend. So every day from now on is like the last day of the year, and it kind of makes me sad. So I don't know about you guys, but we want to welcome you to episode 264 as we record our last episode of the year. Being the last episode of the year, of course, we'll be reflecting on the year and all that has come down in 2025. I do have my co-hosts with me here. Some are not here, but your faithful ones still are here. This is not to say that the other ones are not faithful, but they have other commitments. John, for example, is not feeling too well, and Ed had to go see family. So we got the pretty girl and the two handsome ones here. Guys?
I'm Karine from Lebanon.
And it's Sally from Turkey. Welcome, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. And again, welcome to episode 264. As I mentioned earlier, coming up in this episode, we'll be reflecting on the year, and also we'll be talking about some of the categories that make the BAU award for 2025. In other words, some of the apps that we think are worth the mention, and those that if we were to do something for, we'll give them awards. And we have the categories as text-to-speech, eBook reading apps, we got audio recording apps, we have video/image description. And what else do we have in that category, guys, that I forgot to mention? GPS, that's another good one. So we'll also be talking about those apps and the ones that we think are worth the mention, and some of the developers we want to give a shout out to. That's what we've got coming up in this episode. Sally, let's start with you. It's a little bit rainy out there, right? Not as rainy as where Karine is, but how is it at your end?
Yeah, it's raining, and it's very soon. It's going to get snowy, I guess, because it's almost 5 degrees Celsius or 41 F for those living in the States. It's very cold. I was out for a bit early early today, and yeah, I was literally frozen. I don't know, like how you guys standing? Like you say, it's more than like -3 in your end, Warren. How are you there?
Well, ours is 25, so it's not bad. 25 degrees. No, I'm doing okay. It's Christmas came and went, and I can't believe Christmas is over. And again, like I said, these days now are like the last day of the year. And you know, you and I, Sally, we always feel sad about this.
Yeah.
It's like I'm losing a friend. So knowing that today is the last Saturday of 2025, maybe,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
going to
like,
bed thinking about it.
yeah, the next episode, we won't be able to say 25 anymore. It's going to be 26. We will be always confusing for for the first few weeks. And yeah, this is kind of sad.
It is really sad.
Yeah.
Karen, girl, what's going on with you? You're not like Sally and I who feel sad about the fact the year's ending, that kind of thing. Maybe we're silly guys.
Well, it's good here, and it's raining. We had also some hail, and it's windy also. But it's the weather that I like, so I'm not complaining. And yeah, okay, it's okay. 2025 is it will be over in maybe 4 days, so it's fine. I don't feel the same like feelings that you have. Like it's a big deal. No, it's not a big deal actually. and it's okay. I just need some time to get used to writing 2026 when I need to write the year and nothing more. So I have to just instead of writing 5, I should write 6 and nothing more. But I hope that the next year will bring with it good times and happy days. I hope that this will be for all of us and for our listeners as well.
So you don't feel like you're losing a friend or, something special. You're just kicking 2025 to the curb and moving on, right?
Yes, more days are passing, nothing more.
Oh my gosh, I wish I were like you. I don't know why I feel this
I'm
way every
realistic. I'm
year.
a very realistic person. So
Well, yeah, I'm considering myself super emotional. That's why I feel like, okay, when another year is going and it's really sad.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that I consider myself to be all el macho, and for me feeling this way is just not right. But I mean, that tells you the emotional side of me, that that warm, fuzzy feeling, that kind of thing. It's like losing a friend. But anyway, we
yeah,
still
but
going
here there's a problem because usually ladies are the ones who have this way of thinking.
So,
But
folks,
you are guys.
here in this podcast, things are reversed.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's why I'm surprised you're not feeling the way that Sally and I are feeling.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
supposed
always
to
a
be el macho.
realistic person. You should ask people who know me, and you will know I'm a realistic
Yeah.
person.
Guys, Karine herself is a really, really tough one. Yeah.
No, realistic.
Okay, yeah,
Working
but
re-
I hope you have some good emotions. You're not just kind of being mean to 2025. Oh, Karen,
Okay,
girl,
let's
that's really
continue.
great. Yeah. We now start with the first category. And guys, let's talk about TTS engines. And I think that for us, though, whether one likes it or not, I think that the one that takes the cake, the king for TTS engine will be Eloquence, right? Because, I mean, it's like resurrection of the Eloquence. You guys remember we had lost it some years ago and now it's back. And so for that alone, we want to congratulate both the developers, that's the folks from Codefactory, as well as bringing that Eloquence back. So I think that just based on that alone, whether you like Eloquence or not, I think this is something that worth taking the first position. And so for us as a BAU crew, we think this would be sitting at the top. Sally, let's start with you. How do you feel about this? Regardless of how it behaves for you or not, we're not talking about how it behaves, but just in general, what it is.
Absolutely. They are the winners this year. Like they came back. It was a really nice return. I was really missing that because it's like the history, the memories, and everything. It's one of the most responsible TTS engines that you can find anywhere. So I'm glad they are back. We were so nice. We were really happy that they were back, and we hosted them twice. Melanie and Zabir they were here, and yeah, we talked about it on and off. Like we were so grateful that they returned. So I'm proud owner of the annual license. Though I cannot use it right now, I'm not gonna say how it behaves. I cannot use it, but I'm so proud that they're back and I'm using it.
There's something you mentioned there, the fact that the responsiveness. I think if there's anything that people like about Eloquence, besides those of us, some of our brethren that have some hearing problems and are hard of hearing, and this makes all the difference for them. Outside of that, the responsiveness, like you mentioned, Sally, is probably one of the most important things here with Eloquence. And so it really doesn't matter the type of phone you have. You have that good experience because I know people have been complaining about lagginess of the Google TTS or some other TTS engines, and but most especially when the Google TTS is a default on most Android phones as it is. If one does not have something like Eloquence, for example, then they may be observing that frustration. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't. For me, Google TTS is just fine, but for a lot of people, especially the budget and mid-ranges phones, the native TTS engine may not be all that kosher. And so to see Eloquence coming back, bringing back that responsiveness to the phone is worthy of the mention.
And what they did is really amazing, that they really took things into account, the different countries and their purchasing power. And it's affordable for anyone in the world, I guess. Here in Turkey, in the US, in Lebanon, on like even like in Nigeria, in India, there were a lot of controversies, especially for those living in India, but they did a great job adjusting the prices for them too. It's really, they deserve the award for this year, I guess.
Yeah, and here in the States, the annual subscription is $29.90, which is really good because that's where I was aiming for. I was hoping that they will do that, and they did. And so how about you in Turkey, Sally? What is it like out there, the subscription?
So here in Turkey, the annual price is like 620, and let me convert it to the dollars. Like, it's gonna be 15 US dollars. I think this is pretty good, and like no complaints from anyone using Eloquence here in Turkey. Like the price is really good. In the early days when they started as a beta, it was like 3 times more, but they reduced the price. I think they did the same in the US, more than 2 times. So yeah, it's really affordable now.
That's really nice. And because earlier on, there was no annual subscription. It was
Yeah.
monthly, then they brought the annual, and it was a little bit too high. And of course, a lot of people were crying about it. And I'm glad they listened, because you remember we had Edward on here, and we talked about that, and he said, yeah, they were looking into that, and I'm glad they did. And so true to their word, they did that. Karine, how about you? What stands out for you? Do you affirm the things that we said, or is there something else that you think that stand out for you?
Well, I think that most people who use Eloquence use it just for nostalgia. It's like I'm used to that thing. It reminds me of the old days. And JAWS users are already using Eloquence as the default TTS engine. So I don't know what's the point. Just people do like Eloquence so much. They are used to that so much. Maybe it brings them also old memories. Yeah, but for me, I'm the opposite. I just think that it was better to abandon this completely and put the efforts in something different. I know that there are people who are having hearing impairments, and maybe this helps them. I can't speak of other engines because, well, people who have the impairment are the ones who can judge this. But I think right now, with the advancements, with the progress that we are getting, it's better to try to strike a balance between clarity, between responsiveness, and between good quality voices. So I don't know, if you ask a sighted person to rate Eloquence, I think most people would say, what the hell? It's something really terrible. I mean, I was showing my nephew. I told him we have this this engine, and we are doing a giveaway, so people will get. He was like, "What? Who uses this?" No, shut it off. I don't want to hear it. So yeah, we can. So the point is really, I don't know. It's good. Codefactory did a good job. They just. I want also to say that, yeah, I'm with you in the point related to their plans, subscription plans. If I tell you what's the price here, many people will be jealous. So
that's okay. So let's mention what it is in Lebanon, because we want our Lebanese brethren to be able to get it.
Okay, so the annual subscription is $3.8. which
That's
is,
really beautiful. I love it.
yeah,
So in
it is.
Lebanese currency, that translates to what?
We don't, Google Play doesn't use Lebanese currency here because of the fluctuations and the issues that we had with the Lebanese pound currency. So it's usually using the dollars. But if you want to convert it to Lebanese currency, it will be about 400,000.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
almost a
because-
millionaire.
Because each dollar is 90,000.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's really good though. I'm glad that is that way for you guys. At least we're talking annually here, and that's really good. And I don't know how easy it is to get money, but that sounds like a lot of money. 400,000, almost 400,000. That's a lot.
Yeah, but this is because of the state that our currency is in. So this is because we had a terrible deterioration of our currency. So for that reason, people who hear that 100,000 or something would feel like it's so much. But actually, this is because our currency became so weak. And it's now considered stable comparing to how it was before. I mean, it reached more than 120,000 for the $1, but now it's stable. However, I think even with this, the price is really reasonable. I think most people will be able to afford it. The Eloquence subscription, there is nothing that I can complain about, and I just subscribed just to say thank you. Actually, I'm not going to renew, to be honest, because I don't really use Eloquence, but it's something great for people who like Eloquence. Another TTS engine I want to mention is Sherpa TTS. Yeah, it's not the most responsive TTS engine. It's not really for daily use, especially if you are a screen reader user. However, it's good. They are trying to make it as a driver for the Piper voices and other models as well. So it's good as an attempt to let those voices work on Android. Yeah, the voices themselves have issues in pronunciation, and the TTS is not that responsive, but it's good to mention this project. If I want to give the crown to an app, actually, the only app that was released other than the Sherpa is Eloquence. So if you want to talk about apps that were released in this year, nothing more. We have only Eloquence. But as I said before, I think that it's better to put efforts and money elsewhere and try to create a TTS engine that should work for all.
There was something you mentioned earlier on, Karen, even though you're not necessarily an Eloquence type of person. But then for me, though, when I look at it, I'm always wanting another Eloquence. You and I, Eloquence, another TTS rather. You and I are so much into TTS engines. And so the more of this we have, because when I'm looking at this, I'm kind of being taken back to 2012, 2013, when we have a plethora of TTS engines out there. And so I want those days back. I want to see those days when we had so many TTS engines. We got lots and lots of those. Karen remembers, Sally, you guys can remember those days. We had so many of those things, and then each of those ones also had other voice variants and all of that. So I want that to be back again on Android. Sure enough, indeed we do have we want natural voices and all of that. But then just the idea of having these other ones there, the ones that I refer to as the hide my ass type TTS engines. Your nephew wasn't understanding the Eloquence, for example. So in his eyes, that could be like a hide my ass TTS engine. So lots of people want that capability whereby they don't want someone to hear what they're doing, for example. But if you're out in the public, you're probably better off having a headset, but sometimes people don't. And so to have something of this nature like Eloquence or some other unintelligible TTS engines may be the way to go. And like you mentioned, it's good for some of our brethren that are hard of hearing. Now let's move on to the next category and let's talk about ebook readers. And we're talking about apps that are able to read your books, electronic books or documents and things of that nature. Let's start though with the blindness focused apps, for example. And I'm talking about things like Leisure. Who else would you put in this category outside of Leisure? Karen, I know that a voice aloud reader is not necessarily just for blind people, but he kind of does a lot to make sure that there's a lot of compatibility with Talkback, isn't it? So if I were to really categorize ebook readers for the blind outside of Leisure, Easy Reader from Dolphin, which other one is there that you guys can remember?
Freedom has a feature. It's one of the features, but it has a document reader. So I don't know if we can consider it also in this, if we can include it in this category as well.
Tech Freedom could be part of that, yeah, because we're talking about ebook readers and documents, and so definitely it's there. So we got the Leisure, we got the voice aloud reader, even though it's not just for the blind, and then we got the Tech Freedom. Is there not another one some people use? I don't use it. I think it's Kaibo. Has anyone used Kaibo, or is it Kaibo, Kibo, or maybe it's Kibo? Karen or Sally, have you used that? If anyone would use it, probably Karen, it would be you.
No.
Have you tried it?
I don't.
No, Sally, I didn't think you would be.
No.
I think it's more into OCR thing. I think that it focuses more on OCR. If I remember correctly, I think I tried it, but maybe like it wasn't this year. I think this was maybe 2024. I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay. So for this category, though, which one should be the king when we talk about the blindness focused ebook readers? I want to mention here in passing that there's one thing I don't like about, or maybe a couple things I don't like about Easy Reader from Dolphin. And number one, it doesn't keep my place. For example, I'm reading a book and I close out and I shut down the phone and come back. It doesn't go back to where I left. It does it do that for you, Karen?
Honestly, I don't use it.
You don't use it?
No.
Sally, I surmise you don't either.
Well, I got Easy Reader because it's one of the libraries here in Turkey. I have it, but as I said, it doesn't go back to where you left off, so it's no good.
Yeah, it doesn't go back. And then the second gripe that I have about it, it doesn't read PDFs unless you are subscribing and paying money for it or whatever, which actually defeats the whole purpose as a reader intended for blind people. I don't know why they're doing that, but anyway, that's what they're doing. And so for me, I'm not liking the Easy Reader.
Yeah, it's not an easy read for us. So
yeah. So that leaves us, let's move on to the Leisure. I noticed that Leisure, I mean, even though it's not being melodious, we're not talking about it much, but I was playing again with it and I noticed it actually keeps my place. And so that one is there. And I think the other one, which I said is not necessarily for blind people alone, but the voice aloud reader, that also keeps it remembers where you left and resumes from where you left. And how about Tech Freedom? I haven't been using Tech Freedom much, even though I've subscribed to it.
It's also letting you continue from where you left off. If you save your document to the library, it has its own library. So if you save that file to the library, it can continue from where it's left off.
And of course, all of these that we've mentioned, the one thing that all have in common, which they all need to, is the fact that they expose the text to the screen reader. And another plus, or the one plus that I will give to the Easy Reader, is that it actually has a Braille display mode. So if you're someone who exclusively uses it or uses it alongside with the Braille display, they have a mode that you can set it to. And so I think they're the only ones that have that mode. And so kudos to them, even though they bungled the other stuff, they have this one done right. I haven't tried it to be sure, but at least it's there.
And one good thing about Tech Freedom this time is the ability to play the document using voices, like some voices from 11 Labs. I think also they support Gemini. The Google Cloud Voices, but not the voices used by Gemini. Also, I think they have Microsoft voices and a few voices from the GPT. I don't know if things are working well these days because I'm not using the feature. Actually, I use Tech Freedom only to read sometimes a document quickly, but they used to work, and I know that the Tech Freedom guys are working on the Tech Freedom 5, so I don't know if things now already are working well, but I think when Tech Freedom 5, and it should be released soon, when it's released, I hope that if there are issues that they are fixed actually with the new release. But this is a plus if the feature is working well. One thing I don't like, or maybe actually I don't have a real issue for myself, but if you are using a Braille display, for example, this could be an issue because if you want to advance to the next page, you must press next page, or you must swipe with 2 fingers. So this like interrupts the reading, so it doesn't automatically scroll. Yeah, this is the issue I think Braille users might have. So they have to go to find the next button and press it, and to be able to continue reading.
I don't know, Karen, it's me or you're feeling that way too, but when you're reading through Tech Freedom, the pages are kind of like small. I mean, a couple of lines and you need to switch pages again.
Yeah, because it's not a page. It's not trying to synchronize the page, because actually there are differences in how pages are displayed. They try to this number of characters will be like a page, and so that's
like they're parsing the document to be accessible, and when the format changes, the pages are in a small layout. But I think they should change that way, because okay, if you're reading in long text and after a couple of lines you need to switch pages, this is no good. I'm reading some
I think they have made it like this just to help them in the conversion, because when they convert it to audio, when you use the play button, it's converted, like the documents are converted 1 page at a time. So I think this could be the reason.
I think so, but we should have the option to have once 2 pages at once or something like that,
or auto advance, like it scrolls automatically.
Exactly. I don't use those text to speech things. I like going with the text exposed to screen reader. That way it's much easier for me to read that way. So I don't really use that, and the pages are being so much smaller to me, especially for the long reads. I always need to change pages. This is not good.
But if I understand it, I'll have to try it. I mean, I'm subscribed to it. And by the way, it's only $10 a year, right? Or is it $11 a year? I don't remember. I know I have the annual subscription to Tech Freedom, which is very nice of them. And they now and then give specials to where you get it half price and all of that. So those boys and gals are doing a good job out there.
I'm more than sure that when the Tech Freedom 5 releases, they will also do a discount like a half. So guys, if you don't have it right now, when the 5 is released, it will be able to purchase with a 50% discount.
And it would be nice if they have that auto scroll that you guys are talking
Exactly,
about. I think that
exactly.
would be really
Yeah.
nice. So,
Yeah.
guys from Tech Freedom, if you're listening to us, do that, shall we? And so, with all of this said, which one would you guys vote as the best, the one that takes the crown for ebook readers in the blindness specific apps? What's your vote, Sally? We got Easy Reader, we got Leisure, we got Tech Freedom, and we got Advoice.
Yeah.
You know, we could throw Advoice Aloud Reader in there too.
You know, I'll go with Tech Freedom still. You know, though they have problems, but they're working really hard, and I'm sure the 5th version will be their best.
Karen, where does your vote go?
Nowhere, because I haven't tried most of them, or at least there are ones that I didn't try in a while. Like I haven't used the Advoice maybe since like 2023 or something, or 2024. The last time I used it, it was for when I was reviewing it for accessible Android. So because I'm not using the other ones, I don't think that I have the right to vote.
Well, I got this Easy Reader, but yeah.
Well,
yeah.
so here's what I'm thinking though. For me, when I'm looking at a book, some of the qualities of an ebook reader, you know, text exposure is one, support of table of contents is one. So if a book or a reader rather doesn't have those or doesn't support that, it doesn't get my vote. So in order for one to have that, it needs that to, you know, sit at the top. So you can just vote on whichever one you think it is. I think I haven't used Tech Freedom much, but so I would say in the blindness, they are doing really well for us. And so it's a really tough one to to choose. But I don't know. So I think I'll vote for the Leisure.
Oh, merci.
So Karen, you got to break the tie.
How can we solve the issue? Well, I can't say anything about Leisure because I haven't used it at all. So this won't be fair. But actually, you know something, I don't know about other ones, but there's a problem with e-readers, which is the loss of formatting. And so usually the formatting is not preserved with Tech Freedom or with others. So, and this is a problem. First, if this is preserved, you'd be able to, for example, press the link. If you have a link, for example, a Word document that contains the links for table of contents, the table of contents is like links, and you can press them. This can't be done. Other than that, Talkback or Jishua won't be able to navigate the document through headings or find links or find other stuff. So this is also a problem. I hope that at least one does this right, and that at least to have a mode that tries to preserve the formatting and to preserve everything in the document. It doesn't need to be the default one, but it should be like an optional mode. This is what I hope to have. Does Leisure, for example, or Easy Reader contain such? No, right?
You know, you brought up a very important thing, and we've talked about this infinitum, the ability to support those links. So, for example, embedded links in a document, for example, are important, and all of that. So you could jump to headings, or you could jump to the links, or you can open the link from within the document, whatever the case may be, if one is embedded. So that's very important. To be honest, I haven't tried to see, but something tells me that both the Advoice Aloud Reader and the Leisure might, but I don't want to go by assumption. I'll have to try it, for example, to check. And so I'm going to do it live on here by bringing up our show notes and checking it with both the Leisure and that voice aloud reader. So here I go. I'm gonna go to my ebook readers, guys.
Older ebook readers.
Let's see.
Quickify. Kindle. At voice.
Okay, here's at voice.
At voice.
I hope I have any whoops, hang on. Let's
show notes for episode 250. Docs, storage.
here, I'm gonna open show notes 250.
One UI 8 and accessibility. Welcome to episode 250, where we meet One UI 8. Spotlight, One UI 8. Samsung rolled out One UI 8 to the S.
So I'm gonna stop it and check.
However,
Yeah, I use it with Talkback.
ability for those who like using their phones with Spotlight, One UI 8. Welcome to episode 250, where we meet One UI 8.
Okay, let's see.
With this on, gestures and other related functions.
I'm gonna see.
Samsung rolled out One UI 8 to the S25 series of phones. However,
Yeah, so I see it didn't say link.
those who like using their phones with the hide screen featured in
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna change.
characters, words, lines,
Okay.
headings. No next heading.
So
No previous.
it
heading.
doesn't.
No previous
And
heading. Controls.
let's go to links.
Links. No next link.
Yeah, so
No next
we know that at voice aloud doesn't do links or headings, right? Let's look at the next one, which will be
home screen.
the
Home screen.
um
Home.
what's the other one?
Older ebook readers.
That would be the what is it called now?
Leisure.
Leisure. There we go. I'm gonna remember. I think it's just called
Easy reader.
Reader. Well, here's Easy Reader. Let me check with Easy Reader to be sure.
My books.
I
Loaded.
doubt, but
My books. My books.
let's see.
Thomas Cromwell. Diarmy. Import a book.
Let's import. I don't know if it'll let me
Import book from. Choose a file.
choose a file.
Easy
Let's
reader.
see.
Recent files.
Let's see if it'll let me.
Drive, recent files. Heading. No items.
It says no items in my recent files.
Show routes.
So
Button.
I don't think it supports that doc. So let me try again.
Pixel 10 Pro XL.
Let me go to Pixel 10 and I'm gonna go to my downloads and check.
Download.
There we go. Quick share.
Files index not checked. Mega download. Telegram. Brief __ Telegram.
Why is it supporting?
Here at an Apple Press.mp4.
Let's see.
Down. Pixel 10 Pro XL not checked. Large files in download. Heading.
Yeah, I don't know. My it's not showing my
Mega download.
quick share
Not checked. This week,
for
files
some
in
reason.
download.
So it's not showing that file. So I'm gonna forget about Easy Reader.
Home.
Let's just look at the Leisure.
Home folder. Messaging.
Let's see
Home
here.
folder ebook readers. Quickify. Playbooks.
Leisure.
FB reader. EPUB read. Moon plus.
I got too many. I'm just gonna search for Leisure.
K L L E E G G. Show it E E.
Oh, maybe I don't even have it.
Editing. Leisure. Edit box.
I don't have Leisure.
Keyboard.
I know I have it on my S23 Plus, but so anyway, so I'm not gonna proceed with this. I'm just gonna assume that it probably doesn't, and yet if it does, then we'll correct it later on. But so Karen, at least you can vote for one, or else these two are gonna take the tie.
What's the price of the Leisure Reader?
I think it's $10, $9.99 if I'm not mistaken.
It's a
Sally,
lifetime purchase.
yeah. Sally, you remember? Yeah, I think it's $9.99. It's
Well,
it's $9.99.
I got Leisure, and I think I bought it for $4.50, something like that, when it was on sale.
When it was on sale. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And is it updated frequently?
Yeah, it just got an update, I think like this month or last month. Yeah, they do update it. I couldn't say the word update. Yeah, the update, I mean, it's not as frequent, but at least I think several times a year it gets updates.
That's a hard one. Okay, I vote for the one I know, which is Tech
Yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah. So let's give that to Tech Freedom because number one, they also interact with us, right? So if there's a problem, we could talk to them about it, which is important, right? Because if people are going to be doing something good for a reader, they need to listen to the user base and be able to fix problems that they have. Now, if you're not listening to the people, then it really doesn't matter, does it? And so now that we've talked about the specific ebook readers for blind people, Karen, let's talk about general ebook readers and see which one takes the crown. I know we got the 11 Labs reader and some other ones out there. Which one would you give the crown to, given the criteria that we have? We need the text exposure, we need chapter support, basically table of content support and all of that. So for me, 11 Labs reader was at the top, and because of the nice voices, Karen, you and I we love those voices and all of that. However, now it's subscription based. I mean, it doesn't diminish the fact that it's still what it is. But then there was a little app that I demonstrated. It has some problems, and the guys are working on it. I'm in contact with the guy on Telegram. And yesterday it has an update which makes it better than what it was. And I'm talking about a Readify, Readify. For example, when I demonstrated it, when you're using it to read, sometimes it has long pauses and may not even come back or whatever. But yesterday's update has kind of fixed that, and it says in January it's even going to be better. But what it has that I like is the fact that it supports the text exposure to the screen reader. I was reading something yesterday. I came across a name that I was unfamiliar with, so I stopped the TTS readout to find out the spelling of that. If I was using 11 Labs reader, I wouldn't be able to do that. So for me, it's key that an ebook reader supports that text exposure to the screen reader for those times that I want to find the spelling of a particular word that I'm not familiar with. And so really, and it has voices that I like. So on 11 Labs reader, I only use one voice, which is the Brian voice, and I find that on Readify as George. And so I think I'm throwing my vote on Readify. Karen. I know you're going to cut my head off, but let me hear what you think.
What Readify? I thought that you would say 11 Labs and just you'd complain about the subscription and go ahead.
No. Yeah. So yeah, I was going to, but so it is good. But as I indicated, there's a problem with it, right? That text exposure is not there. So I can't find the spellings of stuff. And to me, that's a deal breaker. I don't know why they're not exposing the text to us. It's there. It's even highlighting it as it reads along for those that can see it, to see the words and all of that. Why are they not exposing it to our screen reader? That's my big beef with our 11 Labs reader.
Yeah, this is a problem. And another problem, well, I faced this once, to be honest. I don't know if it's something that is happening more often, but for me, it just happened once. Sometimes, or at least the one time it happened, it skipped a few lines of the text. So I could know that from the context, and I was able to find out that there was an issue. There were skippings, and then when I rechecked the text, it was skipping. So this is another issue. Also, AI, everything related to AI has the troubles that just happen sometimes. So sometimes it just could turn into crazy AI voice. It just keeps repeating and repeating stuff, and sometimes it just repeats and repeats, and every time in a different tone, so as if it's playing or something. So you feel like it's a kid playing here. So yeah, it doesn't happen most of the time, but it's something that happens, and this is because of the AI voices. And as I said before, AI has gone a long way, but it is still not that mature to be used always. So yeah, this is also another issue with 11 Labs. I think we should mention Quickify. Yeah, I should be honest and say I mainly use it to read articles with the Microsoft Voices. I rarely use it to read books, but I think it's a good app. It lacks some things, but it's still a good one, especially with the inclusion of the voices. I think many people like the Microsoft Voices, the neural voices from Microsoft, the online ones. So I should mention this one. Maybe I'll give it my vote, actually.
You're correct. Quickify is another one there, though, that we've promoted and we talked about. And indeed, while it uses the Microsoft Voices, it is good. And at least you can have a lifetime subscription if you want. You can buy that, or you could do the monthly one. The thing about Readify, however, I don't know how many languages it supports, but at least it's free. You don't have to pay anything. And probably that's why it kind of got my vote. But like those are the problems that were plaguing it earlier. They are focusing on fixing that, and also some of the other items that were not being read by Talkback, for example, like where they say to change the voices, the first tab at the bottom left, and which they are aware of. They're going to be fixing that. So yeah, each and every one of them, though, has a problem, Karen, as you mentioned. I've seen instances of Gemini, repeating or going back several pages of what I've read before, and that can be very annoying. But like you said, AI does that sometimes, and so it's like what I said about Readify prior till yesterday's update. It would pause and maybe not come back for like 10-15 seconds, and then at other times it may not even come back at all. But so I saw that yesterday I was able to read with it for quite a spell, and they're still going to be working on that. So that's why it kind of got my vote. Sally, how about you?
Well, I'm more with 11 Labs. I like reading the web articles with 11 Labs. It's really giving good results. Since I don't do big reads, the free plan is pretty much working for me. I don't read big reads, big books with 11 Labs. So when I need to read them, I use other apps, like as I told you, Tech Freedom. But for this, 11 Labs is really doing a great job, and the voices, the language support is really good. I can just switch among the voices that I like. I have a couple of them in my library. Yeah, it's really doing a great job. Though, as you said, it's not exposing the text. But when it comes to just sit back and enjoy reading, especially listening rather than like reading with a screen reader, it's doing a great job for me. 11 Labs.
Don't you have the odd moments of 11 Labs when the voices try to go crazy?
Well, it happens, but no, since I don't do long readings, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes of articles. It's only like some web articles or some short text that I have. So
okay, Sally, so I see where you're coming from. You're only focusing on what Sally observes. You're not thinking about other people out there. How about blind people that can only read text?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're talking about this not just for us only, but we're looking at those other ones out there. So this is why I think both Karen and I are focusing on both the Readify and Quickify
Uh-huh.
because they
Yeah,
both expose the text
I
to.
get.
But
I
you
get.
are the one that mentioned the text, that you don't listen to the voices, but you prefer using the text exposure. How come you're giving 11 Labs such a pass?
Here's the thing. Okay, it's like I'm still studying, so when I need to read my study books, I go with Tech Freedom because I need to have the text exposed to my screen reader. But when I need to read web articles, when I need to read newspapers and stuff like that, I prefer natural voices, so I go with 11 Labs. That's how
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
I understand. But what if you see the word onomatopoeia or some crazy word
Yeah.
like that? You want to find the spelling of it, or you come across some silly word like uh, uh, Snoqualmie here in the state of Washington. How are you going to
Yeah,
find the spelling of that?
yeah,
So
that's a
for someone
problem.
who reads articles, though, I think it's important that you know how things are
Uh-huh.
spelled. And
Yeah,
so I
that's
don't know. I'm just kind of trying to be
uh-huh.
objective and realistic
Yeah,
here. I
yeah,
don't
right,
think that
right.
11 Lab will get a
Mhm.
pass here.
I don't know. Well, yeah, that's for me at least. I mean, Quickify is doing good, but it's been a while that I didn't use it. So
Yeah,
since one is working for me, I don't go for another.
yeah.
And
So
Warren, stop trying to change, to make him change his what. You're putting him under pressure.
no, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna make him change now. That boy loves this thing, yeah. So that's fine. The vote though comes down to, so we got all three of us.
Yeah, go different.
We each has one, but frankly, so if you want something that shows you the text, you either use Quickify or Readify. But if you don't want something that shows you the text, you want to be like an audio book, then you go with 11 Labs.
Here is that thing, especially if you're reading web articles with 11 Labs, you got a browser of 11 Labs open, so you get the text exposed actually. But if you're reading other like sort of things like PDFs or docs, you don't have it. But for web articles, that works.
Yeah, so see, for me, I usually read books with it. I don't read like web articles. If I'm reading web articles, for example, I just use reading mode. I have a gesture for that, so I don't have to use a third party to go bring it or share with this, like we were talking earlier about Be My AI from Be My Eyes. So it just excludes a step or two for me there, since I just simply use a gesture and reading mode comes in, and I got a clean UI to read.
Yeah, Microsoft Edge really has a great reading mode too, and they are using their own Microsoft Voices. It's doing a great job, but still, for some reason, I go with 11 Labs.
So let's move to the next category. And this category, though, we're talking about image/video description. Karen, let's start with you. Let's talk about this category. Which ones would you think would go into this category? And then we'll discuss those and then see where our votes go. In other words, I'm talking about not just like an app, but I mean, of course, there are apps and services. So we're talking about, the likes of ChatGPT, Gemini, and we're also talking about other apps that have such services. And if there are apps that we mentioned in earlier that also have this capability, then we'll talk about that. I mean, last week or the week before, we had the guy from ScribeMe here, and so he'll definitely fall into this category. And the other guy that will also fall into this category will be our friend from Pikibot, right? So let's talk about these things and see what we have. Karen?
If you asked me this question last year, I would say confidently that I'd give the vote for two apps. Be My Eyes, the Be My AI feature in Be My Eyes, and Pikibot. Pikibot because of the video description feature, and Be My AI because of the great descriptions that they were able to give. I mean, that the feature was able to give. Well, this would be my question if you asked me that last year, but right now things are different. First of all, I'm really disappointed when it comes to Be My Eyes. It used to be better. It used to give better descriptions. I think that maybe they're trying to do some limits or whatever, but actually I tried it, like the last time I gave it a try, it was with a page. I was asking it to give me the content of the page. It didn't give me the whole page. It gave me just a part of the page. No matter how much I tried, no matter what I did, it kept giving me a part of the page. So maybe they are trying to limit the tokens used. Maybe I don't know what's the point here, but I think this means that the responses are incomplete. I really don't like to say this, but I think it was better before. Well, PickyBot is still one of my favorite apps. I haven't used it recently, but it's I heard from more than one person, and I think Saleh also told me that PickyBot right now is slow. There are errors, there are issues. Well, I know that it's not that easy to keep this app running with all the services and with the costs, but I think we should put this into consideration when we are talking about deciding which app should be given the crown. So I think this is the issue with PickyBot. Like, it's not reliable all the time. I mean, the point is that you are unable to even let it describe sometimes when you need it to describe. So I think this is the issue with PickyBot this year. With respect to other services, well, Seeing AI used also to do like a good job, but the problem with Seeing AI is if you have a slow connection, you will be in a bad situation, because it tries, actually it waits just for some seconds, and if the upload didn't finish during this time, it will give an error. So I tried to let them fix this. They acknowledged the issue, but they didn't really give a fix. So this is the issue with Seeing AI. We have something good, which is the Talkback Image Description. Although Talkback is not really an app related to image description, but since the image description is a part of the screen reader itself, this makes things really good in a way that you don't need to go to another app and to share the image, for example, to another app, or to try to use multiple apps. Here you are just using one app, which is your screen reader itself. So you just focus the image and try to describe, and you can ask questions. And usually Talkback gives good results. So I think we can also include it in the list of good apps. Well, ChatGPT also has the ability to describe images. It's not blind related, but it has this capability. And you can also ask questions, but you have limits. This is based on the plan that you are using. Gemini as well has this, and Gemini has the good thing, which is the share screen feature, when you can just share the screen and let it see the image. Well, at the end of the day, they all sometimes hallucinate. They all sometimes do a very good job. It's just, I think that when it goes to image descriptions, at least nowadays, when things are not really that great with respect to AI, we still have hallucinations. It's always better to keep more than one, and I think that it's better to also give the award to more than one. So if I want to vote, I think I'll give it to Talkback and to PickyBot. Although I have my issues with PickyBot, but because it has descriptions of images and videos, and I like really this app. I said that several times before. So yeah, I'll also give it to PickyBot.
Yeah, so yeah, as you indicated, there are lots of them out there. And for me, it always boils down to, do I want the real McCoy, the one that will always have access and priority, versus something that, maybe is like leftovers that they're getting, whatever, if I could put it that way. But in reality, they're all doing a good job. I haven't been using the Be My AI from Be My Eyes, to be honest with you. Neither have I been using the Seeing AI. As you indicated, Talkback is always there, so I've kind of been lazy. So I just grab what is right there. I just use a gesture, and it just gets that description from Talkback, which is tapping into Gemini, of course. So I haven't been using the other ones as I ought to. So I think that when it comes to video, maybe real-time video description, I was talking about that to my wife last night. She was watching a movie, and I was doing dishes. The dishwasher was running, and she had gotten the dishwasher running earlier, and I wanted to check to see if the dishwasher was done or how much time I had left on it. I had to use Gemini, and it told me it shows 00, which says, it shows 00, which indicates it is done. And of course, so I checked it again like 3 times to be sure, Karen, because sometimes there may be those hallucinations you mentioned earlier. So to be sure, I had to check it again 3 times, and of course it was done. So, when it comes to video thing, the real-time video, I think that probably the ScribeMe guy app that we had last time, the week before, that is a couple of weeks ago, it does a better tracking in this aspect, even than Gemini, unless, Gemini, you have to prompt it differently again because it may not keep that tracking going on. So I'm kind of torn between when it comes to video description. I probably may give it to ScribeMe, but then of course we know the price is not cheap. For example, the one that is easily available though is Gemini, which is there for everybody to use.
But ScribeMe is free.
Yeah, ScribeMe is free, but I thought he said it has subscription. No,
no, it's the Live Assist is free.
The Live Assist is free. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so like I said, I give it to ScribeMe. But then when it comes to image description, probably I'll give that to Talkback. So video description, I think, Live Assistant, let's call it that way. So basically, we got 3 categories here in this aspect. The video/image description. You got the live one, real-time video description, and so you got Quickify does real-time video description, doesn't it, Karen?
No, it doesn't. It has just a video description. You upload the video and it describes it.
Yeah. So this is between the ScribeMe and then Gemini. How about Chat GPT? Does it do a real-time video description? Sally?
Well, I'm pretty much into image descriptions because I go to social media. I look at pictures. So
Doggone you, boy. But see, for me, I'm always looking at, I want a real video description, for example, my washer, and I want to be able to, hey, let me know when I'm on the sanitize, or, the jumbo mode, and, or, like my stove, induction stove, things like that, or the microwave, for example. I could use it on that too. So that's where real-time video comes in, right? So
true,
I don't know, does ChatGPT do real video?
I do have GPT Plus. I'm using it for a really long time. It really does live video with still sometimes there are connection issues and the stability issues. Sometimes you just need to ask over and over to find out what's going on in your area or what's happening in the video. It also has a screen sharing currency that Gemini has. ChatGPT also has it, and it also, like, once I asked for it to guide me through the settings of my phone, it really did a great job showing me where to find certain thing. So I think it's doing a great job. Well, but still, in terms of image descriptions, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I was going to clear my gallery because I had a lot of photos of my beautiful face. So I needed to clear some of them from my gallery. I just asked Talkback one by one, and the process was real fast. I mean, sharing to Be My Eyes, sharing to other apps, it's taking some time, but you just do the gesture, and Talkback is really fast doing this. So in this regard, I'm really going for Talkback's image descriptions. For videos, Pickyboard is really taking a lot to describe the videos. For example, I was asking to describe a YouTube short video. I waited for around 5 to 6 minutes, but there was nothing. It's able to download the video to process it. It's processing, but nothing else. I changed a lot of models, but for now, it's taking too long to describe the video. So I'm not going to say much for the video descriptions. ChatGPT is not perfect. It's still there. It's doing a good job, but not
And
exactly.
you have to pay.
Yeah.
Like you said, you had the ChatGPT
Yeah.
Plus. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
you gotta pay
Yeah,
for using it.
That's out of the realm.
Yeah, Google Talkback is doing the great job. I don't want to say Samsung Talkback, because Google Talkback is doing the great job here in terms of image descriptions, and it's really fast and accurate.
So we all agree that
Yeah.
Talkback probably takes the image description
The read
place
is
and
I don't know.
no, Karen says Talkback takes that place.
Yeah.
But then the real-time video.
I should give my vote.
Okay.
I didn't give a vote.
Oh, brother.
No, I didn't, because you said that we should also include this. I wasn't considering it, so this is the point. So actually, I can't say anything about ScribeMe because, unfortunately, despite the guy's attempts, I want to thank him really for his attempts. But until now, I'm still unable to use the feature. It still doesn't want to listen, and it doesn't at all take my prompts. So unfortunately, I can't say anything about it. Regarding Gemini and GPT, I was able to use GPT. I want to test it more because before the subscription, the free period ends. So, but I gave a test. I think it's like close to what Gemini gives you, but the big difference is in the cost. So if you are using Gemini, you are able to use it for free. If you want to use GPT, you have to be a Plus subscriber, and even the Go plan, which is actually not available here, but even if it's available, it doesn't contain the video description or the live camera feature. So you have to be a subscriber at least to the Plus GPT, which is about $20 per month. So it's kind of expensive for many users. So, well, they all hallucinate, to be honest. Until now, I don't think that any of them is mature enough to be used confidently and reliably. Yeah, they do a good job. Sometimes they work well. Sometimes they work very well. But sometimes they just do the mistakes that you never expect them to do. So they are sometimes confused. They are sometimes hallucinating things that aren't really there. And for that reason, I think they are still really not up to the hype, to be honest. But I'm watching things, and I'll say one thing. Both say Gemini and GPT say that they support the live thing, and so you can ask Gemini and GPT, okay, will you tell me when you see a laptop, for example? Both of them will say confidently, yes, I'll be telling you, and then you'll wait and nothing. So both of them don't have this capability, even if they say that, they pretend that they have it. So I'll give it only for Gemini for one reason, which is it's free. So when it works, and it's available for free. So this is the only reason that I'm giving it to Gemini. But as I said before, both services can't be trusted currently. And I think the best is yet to come, but currently, well, they aren't really that good.
So for image description, we gave it to Sally, and I both agree that Talkback takes that crown. Because it's kind of tedious if you're sharing it to an app, for example. You share to Be My AI or share to Seeing AI, but this one is right there. You just invoke the Talkback gesture for image description, which is less time consuming. And so based on that and the fact that it just gets it direct from Gemini, I mean, these other guys get it from there, but I would rather have something that is right there. I mean, unless if they do something that is better, for example. There's one thing, though, that I like about Seeing AI when it does work, for example, is that feature where it allows you to explore the image. You know what I'm talking about, guys? For example, let's say I have a picture of a cow or a picture of a dog, and you'll be able to find where the head is, where the legs are, and things like that. I think that's the only one that has that, unless if I'm mistaken. Is there another one that does that? I don't remember outside of Seeing AI, but most of the time it seems to be kind of buggy. It's not working right. So yeah, so when it comes to image description, we give that to Talkback. And when it comes to real-time video, Karen, you're on Gemini. How about you, Sally? Where you throw your vote to in real-time video?
I don't have my voice for that. Yeah.
Which one would it be, Sally?
Well, I don't really have a vote for it because it's not giving me the right results.
But have you done anything at all with real-time video? Did you try ScribeMe?
Yeah, I tried ScribeMe, but since it needs a while to speak my language, I guess it's too early to say anything.
Okay. So in this case, it'll be a draw between Gemini and ScribeMe, right?
Yeah. Did you give the vote to your vote to ScribeMe? I thought you voted for Gemini.
Well, I think I said I gave it to ScribeMe because the tracking issue that you mentioned earlier, Karen. So I say, hey, let me know if you see my keyboard, and I'll point it and move it to my keyboard, and it is probably the keyboard's already showing, but it wouldn't say it until I say, do you see my keyboard now? And then, oh yeah, I see your keyboard. But what I want, like you said, Karen, if I said, okay, you're seeing my coffee mug right now, but when you see my keyboard appear in the video, let me know. And like you indicated, Gemini will say, yeah, I'm going to let you know when I see it. But when it sees it, it doesn't tell you until you say, do you see it now? Then it'll say, yeah, I see it. But so for ScribeMe, on the other hand, however, if I say, hey, if you see my keyboard, let me know. And once I move around and it sees it, it tells me. So because of that, I gave my vote to ScribeMe.
One additional thing that they have introduced in the most recent update is, and this is good, I think. Okay, I couldn't try it because I said earlier my issue, but it's the ability to let it identify people. So you give an image of someone, and you give the person a name, and whenever it sees this person, this face, it will tell you that I can see this person in the view. And this is great because it's the only app that has this feature. Yeah, other apps like image description, for example, Seeing AI, and I think InVision as well, I'm not sure about InVision, but Seeing AI has this feature. If it sees the person that you have already identified before and saved the name before, it would tell you, but it doesn't have anything related to live. So the difference here is that in ScribeMe, you are going live and it just sees the person and tells you, okay, I can see this person.
InVision has that too for a real long time, especially for the InVision AI app. You know, I'm really sad for what happened to them. Like they really lost the track. They how they say killed themselves. Like you know, especially in like recent years, they didn't do much in terms of their app and quality. They focused on the glasses. They made an AI app, which is now far from where it should be. So it's really, really, really sad.
That's true. The focus is completely on the glasses. You
like,
feel like the apps are on the phone just to advertise the glasses.
yeah, exactly that. I mean, it's like they've I know where they were years ago, started as a small startup, but now they forgot their real users. You know, if you guys are listening, you didn't do well. I'm being honest. You really killed yourself.
Yeah. So in other words, though, the ally is supposed to do some of those things that we just talked about, the life assistant type behavior, right? Like the ScribeMe, Gemini, and Chat GPTs. So they're supposed to be doing that same kind of thing. So that's what would be for this category of video/image description type of thing, real-time video and all of that. All good things must end. Thus, it's curtain drawing time, bringing us to the close of this week's episode. Coming up, though, we give you information on how to get hold of us. I have mentioned earlier on that we'll be talking about other categories like OCR and audiobook players, as well as audio recorders. Because this is getting long, we'll have to do that at some other time. Maybe next week we'll focus on those three and reflect on what they have done for us in 2025. With that, though, we come to the end of this week's episode, and I want to thank these guys for standing by and making it work. And John is here, even though he's not here with us, but we got that John's recording on how to give you information for getting hold of us in the event that you want to get hold of us. And here's John now to give you information on how to get hold of us. John?
To contact us, simply send an email to contactus@blindandroidusers.com. If you'd prefer, you can leave a voicemail by calling +1 307 202 9797. You can join our mailing list by sending a blank email to blindandroidusers+subscribe@groups.io. You can join our Facebook and Telegram groups or subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links in the podcast show notes or YouTube video description. And you can find all of this information and more at our website, blindandroidusers.com.
Thank you so much, John. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. It's been fun. And of course, I'm still feeling sad. Both Sally and I are still feeling sad about 2025 coming to an end. But of course, we need a new year. So we've got to man up and face 2026. From me, I want to say goodbye to you guys. And thanks for listening to us and looking forward to seeing you guys next week. That will be the new year. Thank you.
Happy 2026. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening, guys. Keep those bad memories behind and try to focus on what makes you happy for the next year. And whoever around you is using other operating system, convert to Android. This is your destination. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. Until we see you next week, don't forget to leave us your comments and suggestions via our email contact or using any of our social media sites. Have a great week.